Good evening. Welcome to Sunday at 7. I'm so glad you're here. This is our relaxed Sunday space. It's a chance to wind down the weekend, share stories, and enjoy good company. Each week, we'll share stories, reflections, and plenty of friendly conversation. All in a relaxed Sunday atmosphere. Pop a hello in the chat, grab yourself a brew and settle in. I will love hearing your thoughts as we go along. Let's get started with this week's Sunday at 7. Hi, good evening, welcome. As you can see, it's a new me. No, I forgot what you call it now, but I haven't got one on tonight because I used to wear one on my normal Sunday nights and now it's my abnormal Sunday nights. So you'll have to forgive me as well this evening because at the moment, the Europeans are showing the colonials how to play golf. And I've got it on my phone down here and I'm watching it live. So every so often I'll just glance down and see how we're doing because we only need 2 more points, I think. Anyway, so nice to see everybody. So Kelsey, love, good evening. Paul, good evening. Chegsy, hi son, hope you're well. Missing you already. Bibby, good evening. Who else we got? Who have I missed? I think Tom was in really early, or about 10 o'clock this morning, according to this. So I don't know what the hell happened there. Anyway, my new Sunday nights, and what I thought is we can, have one Sunday where it's just a chat, basically, like we do, a chat. Without me giving you all the crap you're going to hear from me on a Monday night with Bobby, because you know how Bobby winds me up, especially when he pisses into a tin. But and another Sunday we'll have people coming in, so anybody will be welcome. And the only proviso of that is I need to see a face first on my screen before I let you on live, unless I know you. So if you came on, I wouldn't put your face on, if that makes sense. I wouldn't put your face if you don't want it to be on screen. I wouldn't put it up. You can just chat. And I don't want to go overboard with, 3 and 4 and 5 people in a chat at once, because it's an hour long and hopefully it's a wind down for a Sunday, or a wind down for the weekend, and getting everybody into a quiet frame of mind. And that's if I can keep me cool, that is. And lots of people will know, lots of people will know that sometimes I can lose my rag. And the same rules apply to this new channel, or whatever you want to call it, new stream, Sunday at 7, as it did on my Cheg's Grandad one. Take the piss and you'll go. I can do with laughing and joking and whatever, but if you start taking the piss, well, you're going to depart. I'm not going to get the divvy stick out because I can't be. I nearly swore then. I'm trying my hardest not to swear. So I won't be getting the divvy stick out, but I shall trust on my trusted PA to keep the chat nice. So what we got then? Let me have a look and see if I can see if I can. Evening, Bobby. I didn't mention you by name, though. I don't think. I might have done. I didn't mean to. Why, yes. Well, if you watch, and I'm going to be a bit thick here, when I say if you've watched me before, because you might have done, you might have been in on the chat. However, my brain doesn't register things as like it used to do. But if you look at my playlists, I used to have a playlist called Light Side of YouTube. Now I've changed that to be, and I forgot what I've changed it to be, but it's Bobby and Paul Monday Madness. I've changed it to Monday Madness. I think I must have the wrong glasses on because I can't read half of this. Yeah. So, and then another week we'll during the week I'll be asking, I'll be putting posts up or whatever, and seeing if somebody can put in some comments or whatever to try and give us an idea of what to talk about on a Sunday, because you don't want to hear me blather every Sunday at 7:00 for an hour about knack all except the golf. We're slugging the Yanks, and you know why we're slugging the Yanks, and I'll tell you my reason I think we're slugging the Yanks is the Europeans play for the love of the game, for pride and the team. The Yanks play for $500,000. And that's the difference. The Europeans play for the love of the game. They don't get I nearly said a bean, they don't get a dime. However, the Yanks are pulling in $500,000 and playing like Muppets. So there you go. So there's one up for the fat, useless orange twat across the pond. I wasn't going to go there, but I have done. But I'm not going there again. Anyway, so I'm not going to be doing quizzes because Bibby always wins. I think he cheats, but Bibby always wins. And it's really easy to win a quiz, isn't it? Because we've all got bloody Google. And as soon as you put a question up, Google will answer it for you. And if you don't use Google, you can use Gemini and, make it look as though you're lying, that Gemini's told you what it is. So I'm not going to go on the on the quiz route unless I can find a free quiz where I can put it up and we have a free quiz where you don't have chance to get the answers from Google. But there won't be many. I could do a quiz really easy that nobody could answer, only me. So, I could say something like, where was I on the 27th of March 1976? You wouldn't be able to bloody put that into Google and find an answer. There's only one person who'd know that. Well, actually, a couple, but the other two don't bother watching this. So there you go. So, yeah, baby, I'll think about that one, but I'm trying to get away from you spending more time on Facebook. If that sounds awful, but spending all my week on Facebook. I do have other interests in my life. As you all know, I've got interests. And anyway, as we go along, it'll work itself out. That's all we can say. And, I'm going to take a leaf out of Chegs's channel, and I might even do techie tips. Now, he needs a few, looking at Friday night's debacle. I didn't mean that, son. It was a joke. Hope you took it as a joke. Evening, Clary. Have I missed anybody? Did I say good evening, Bibby? I know you're in the thing. Bobby, good evening. Let me just go. And Bobby, I'm not going down Peter Levy. I might have done if he'd have spelt it right. Who's that then? Have I missed somebody there? Matty, good evening. That name doesn't ring a bell. A few names ring bells, but Matty doesn't ring a bell. So if it's the first time you've been in, welcome, good evening. And I'm glad you're here. And like I say, we're not going to go silly and waste an hour of your time as well as my time talking about rubbish. Let's try and make it a bit of a, as though we're all sat round in the pub having a pint and a chat. It's a bit difficult because I can't quite read properly because I tend to come to the bloody screen with the wrong glasses on, and I'm not getting up to go and look for the other ones. You don't want, Bobby, stop asking stupid questions. Ask me them on a Monday. I'm not talking about them tonight. So there you go. Because as everybody knows, Monday nights, we have a Monday Madness, Bobby and Paul, 7 o'clock, same channel, and we just chat about whatever comes into Bobby's mind, we chat about. Let me see. Baby, I'm not. You know my feelings. Who the knobheads will be. There's lots of them out there. So you tell him, Kelsey, love. You tell Bobby that he's having a go at me, and he wants to keep it for Monday. Never mind about bloody Sunday nights. We're having a quiet pint. Well, I'm on a coffee, but we're having a coffee, sat round a table or whatever, and we're just having a little chat. And hopefully people will start putting in the chat something that can be picked up and we can expand on it. What other ideas have I got? There was something else. There were 4 or 5 different ideas I'd got regarding the hour on a Sunday night. Sorry, I was just trying to. The screen's so small on this telephone that I can only see the colours, blues and reds. There's more blues than reds, though. Anyway. Paul, unfortunately, I didn't watch the football. I do normally watch football on a weekend, but I didn't watch it. Didn't watch it this week. Big Brother starts tonight. Whoopee bloody do. Wow, can't wait. Why don't they put some real life on TV rather than shit? But there you go. Some people's shit is somebody's real life, I suppose. Gilly, good evening. Scott, I don't need another monitor. I've got 2 here. It's not the monitors, it's the writing on the screen that if I've got the wrong glasses on, it's really difficult to read. So I don't need another monitor. In fact, I've got another monitor in the other room. So there you go, Bibby. Bibby hasn't watched TV for 2 years. Well, there you go. You haven't missed out, Bibby. I can tell you now, because it's all, I don't know what you could call it. Well, it's all crap, really. I was watching ITV the other day, and this this ad came on for soap powder or some kind of washing shit. And this girl comes and says, "Hi, I'm Molly Fartass, and my go-to product." Who the fuck are you? Gordon Bennett. I'm just going to lean back a bit and see if I can just have a look and see. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 blues, 3 reds. So we only need 2 blues to win. Anyway, so where was I? Besides talking about that bloody Molly girl who come on selling soap or whatever it was. But there you go. So now the other thing is people who are on Instagram might have noticed that I've started to follow them, or I've sent a request to follow, and hopefully you'll follow me, because yeah, Scott, that's it. Molly May. Well, Molly May, and she may not. She don't float my boat, I can tell you. But there you go. Where was I? You see, I read that. I could read that. Bobby, you go from the extreme to the ridiculous. But there you have it. I've forgotten where. I was on about Instagram. Yeah. So, no, Clary, I won't get sick of anybody posting on Instagram. I'm quite used to. I use Instagram quite a lot on my. I have a Facebook page for my family. You all know that I do my family tree. Well, I've got a Facebook page for that, and it's also connected to Instagram. So I do use Instagram and I do use Facebook pages. And if we go on to the Facebook page, I've set up a Facebook page for Sunday at 7. So if you're on Facebook, just have a look for I'm trying to think, Sunday with Paul, I think it might be the name on Facebook, because I couldn't use Sunday at 7 for some reason. But there you go. If you're on Facebook, please join. Please go in. You'll be able to post on there. I'll be putting stuff up during the week. Little ideas I have during the week, which I do. I do have ideas, as you all know. I'll have an idea, and then 10 minutes later, I've forgotten it. But sometimes I write it down. I have a little policeman's notebook, and I write down stuff in the notebook so that I know. Anyway, so that's that. So I look forward to seeing people on Facebook. I look forward to see people on Instagram. You don't, even if you're on Instagram and Facebook, you don't have to come in and watch Sunday nights at 7. That's the thing. And the other thing I'm going to try and get into doing is matching names to, what do you call those things? What do you call to YouTube names? Like The Real Honest Ghost. I know The Real Honest Ghost is Dom. Cheggs has just put on. Oh no, I was going to say just put up Dion, but that's in the name anyway. Dion, thank you. I'm good, thank you. And I've been sat for a week and a half thinking of what I can be saying tonight, what I can be doing, and how I'm going to do it. And because I've got so excited about the golf, I've lost my cheat sheet, or whatever you want to call it, cue sheet, or I don't know what you call them, but I've lost it anyway. So I'm trying to think of what I've written during the week. So I've mentioned Instagram. I'm on Instagram again. I don't know if I can put a link up to Instagram on here. I have no idea. And I've also got Facebook. Tony, good evening. I've also got Facebook, which I'll put a link in the I'll put a link below once the live's finished. I'll put a link below for the Instagram as well. So, there's one or two. I noticed this week that I've had, I think, 12 new members, and thank you. I'm not on Facebook to make money. Not Facebook. I'm not on YouTube to get monetized. I'm not on YouTube to have 500,000 followers. That's not, like I've said lots and lots of times before. I don't mind if there's only 3 or 4 of us on the live. I might be able to read the comments a little bit easier then if there's only 3 or 4, because sometimes the comments go wishing past and I miss them. So, Chrissy, good evening. Welcome. And as I say, like I've just said, there's a few people on that the names are not ringing the bell up here. And talk about ringing the bell, don't forget, when you subscribe to the channel, click that bell and tell it to, I don't know what you call it now. Anyway, click the bloody bell. So, where can I go from here now? I haven't picked anything up in the chat, so I can't go on something I've picked up in the chat. Besides the quiz thing. I'll have a think about the quiz anyway. And see if I can come up with an idea. I did have 1 or 2 ideas before, and I held back because it was taking up a lot of time, which, just because I'm old and I'm retired doesn't mean I've got nothing to do with my life, because I do. And it's coming up to that time of year now when I've got a lot more to do than I normally have, because September I make Christmas cakes for the family. So last year I made 14, I think, Christmas cakes using my mum's recipe. And so I've started making the Christmas cakes for this year. And on Friday, my sister came back from France. And before she came back, she said, "Oh, we're just collecting some apples in an orchard outside Paris. Do you want some?" And of course, I said yes. And I said, "I don't want 1 or 2. I want a bucket full." Anyway, she bought me a great big bag of apples, French apples. And I made an apple chutney, a spiced apple chutney for Christmas for the family. So, Benefit Britain, good evening. So, I do have other things to do in my time and my life or whatever. And I do a couple of people's ancestry, do their trees. I do my own. I'm trying to find the father of my brother, because if anybody knows me from the past or has listened to me at some point, I have quite a lot of siblings, and most of my male siblings all have different fathers. And three of the male siblings, we don't know who the father is. So, I'm in the process of trying to find that. So, time is of an essence, I suppose. I don't know if you call it of an essence. So, Black Queen, good evening. Hope it's nice up there where you are. It's cracking down here. It was a bit damp this morning, but it's cracking now. Besides dark. Now, I can remember a couple of Sundays ago, I was sat here talking and the sun was still shining. I don't know what the bloody hell's happening. Anyway, just an update on the golf. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're up in 6, down in 2. We're on about hole 10, I think, by the look of it. So we're on course to kicking the shit out the Yanks, which, as everybody knows, they need the shit kicking out of them. Your granddad disappeared back in the 60s, is that? We never could find nothing of him. Well, that depends how old he is, I suppose. If he's, I don't know, Ray. I don't know how to answer that one. If he disappeared back in the 60s, I presume he was an adult, and he just went on walkabout, which I've done once or twice in my life. Gone underground or whatever you want to call it. Get out of the limelight. Because sometimes in your life, you need to get out and pull yourself off, but not quite pull yourself off. Get out of the race and get your karma back. Okay, Bobby, see you tomorrow, matey. Take care and don't be late tomorrow, will you? Like normal. So, anyway, Bobby's gone. We can talk about him now. Well, we'll just give him a minute to go because Honest Bobby. Now, Tony, where did you get that one? Take care, Honest Bobby. Wow. That's a big statement. Forgive me, please, because my wig's slipping. So, where are we? So, I figured, I've looked down at the screen and I've totally lost the plot. Anyway, let's just recap on how I started, and how I started tonight, not how I started back in 8. You all know how I started on YouTube 18 months ago, because 18 months ago, I didn't know a thing about YouTube. I didn't know it existed. I didn't know people went on it and took the piss out of everybody or got angry or chased people or, no idea about any of that. And then, everybody knows what happened. And after that, I hit Facebook. I've got bloody Facebook in the head. I hit YouTube. So I was new to YouTube, and I'm still new to YouTube as such, because I just plod on and I do the same-ish things every week. I do an hour on a Sunday night and an hour on a Monday night. And I spend maybe 3 or 4 hours during the week trying to, think what I'm going to do for well, I lost it. I've read a comment and I've lost what I was saying. Granddad's got more hair than me. It's impressive. Yeah. So I don't know why this week my hair is down this week. And last week it was up like Marty Feldman's hair, and the week before. I think I must have done something this week to it. I don't know. Anyway. Yes, Tony, we don't want any dramas, unless, of course, I lose the plot and I go across the pond to them colonials over there. Because, you know, they've got a lot to answer for of the bloody colonials. And if I lose the plot, that's where my head goes. Not going there tonight. I've said my piece. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wow. Yeah. So the main people that get right up my nose are the colonials across the pond and Peter Levy on BBC. But I don't even know who Ricky Colleen is, so there's no chance of me doing any. If that comment was for me, Jegs, there's no chance of me doing a video calling out somebody, because that's not where I'm at. I don't do such things. They want to get on with their life, let them get on with their life. If I don't like them, up them. So there you go. So what's this? Don't leave, I am howling at that. Okay. Howling at what have I said to be howling at? Anyway. Have I missed something here? Has something gone through on the chat that I've missed? I've lost my bloody mouse. Oh, there it is. No, I don't think so. Anyway, it's tickled a lot of people's fancy, whatever it was. Dion. Okay, what? Not sure what kind of a question that is. If I understood the question, I could answer it, but there you go. I don't understand the question. And I don't know how to get that. There you go. That's got rid of that one. So where were we? Black Queen. Oh, okay. I've seen Black Queen. Noxie, good evening. Hope you're well. Yeah, Kels. I didn't expect you to be my fair play person. I don't class you as a man. Not like you comment. And I don't know what I've said to make that assumption. Anyway, I just know that you're quite good at getting rid of crap that comes up on the chat. That's all I want. Don't want crap coming up. You know, if it's funny, it's funny. If it's not, it's crap. No, anyway. So we've got Bibby and Noxie having a go at each other again, you know, calling each other pups. I think they ought to get a bloody room or something and get it sorted out. That's only my opinion. Yeah, you'll have to forgive me, because sometimes in the chat I lose the spot, and somebody will put in a comment, and I think, well, where's that come from? What does that mean? And then I have to go searching through the chat to see what it is. So anyway. Yeah, Tony. I don't need anybody to fight in my place. I might be 70 odd, but I can still sling a punch. It'll hurt my hand, but I can still sling a good punch if I had to. So there you go. I've been in some sticky wickets during my life, and I don't know if I still can, but I can look after myself. I certainly wouldn't ask anybody else to take my place of anything. So anyway, so there we go. So you've got an idea of what I'm thinking, but it can only evolve. Over a few weeks, it'll evolve into, I don't know, into a special place where we can come on a Sunday, just have a chat, put in the chat a few comments, and other Sundays come on and have a chat. And like I say, if you come onto the channel, you don't have to show your face to be on the channel. You have to show your face to me to get on the channel, if you understand that, because if I don't see your face, I can't pick and choose, can I? It could be anybody. So anyway, so you get what I mean, don't you? And like I say, it's not going to be 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8 people on the chat at once. It's going to be a 1-to-1, or maybe a 1-to-2, or 2-to-1, or 3 of us in the chat anyway. So, and then these we can do a Sunday of reflections on things what we have in the past type thing, what we've shared as a generation. Because looking at my members, I don't get young members. They're all round about a certain age, not exactly the same, but a certain age, which is like one generation. And if we're one generation, well, we share a mutual past. So it could be anything. I don't know. Like I say, it's you wouldn't Adam and Eve it, but my screen watching the golf has just froze. Bugger it. Anyway, we're still 6-2 now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-2 now, where it's froze. So anyway, yeah, Tony. So 60, Knox is 60. I've got to take all these ages with a pinch of salt, because some people put, oh yeah, so and so's 90 or whatever, and stupid me will take it as fact. Bit like when Bibby puts up Knox is a pup, and Knoxy puts up Bibby's a, I don't know what he puts up, whatever. You've got to take it with a little bit of give and take. I don't know what the word is. I'm lost for the word. Anyway, you've got to. So there you go. So hopefully people have got an idea of what the hour's going to be about. It's not like that tonight. Tonight is more trying to get us into the groove. Is that an expression used nowadays or not? It was used when I was younger. It was used, getting in the groove, but whether it is now, no idea, because I'm not as streetwise as I used to be. But I'm not a spring chicken as I used to be. So there you go. people will tell me these things, and I do pick up on them and try to remember. But the big part is me trying to put names to people, names to channels, you know, so that when I'm talking, you know, I don't have to say, oh, King Constantine Jobby Knob has just joined the chat. He hasn't, by the way, but he might be. Anyway, so some of the things you can get names from, and some you can't. So you can pick up on some and pick up on them, and not pick up on others. Paul the Hat, good evening, mate. Now I see you put R.I.P. Dimmy. Now I didn't know him, but I did see a post this afternoon saying he'd passed. I didn't know him, so you know, I can't imagine that somebody from his family will be watching my show. So there's no point in me saying, you know, my heart goes out to you, because I didn't know him anyway. So there you go. It's a bugger when people depart and leave us, and especially when they've been quite. I think looking at his stuff, he's been quite a character on YouTube. So I haven't watched it, but I did look at his whatever you call it. I looked at it this afternoon. His about, or whatever it is, and looked at his stuff he put up, and you know, he put up quite a lot, and it looked quite good. So there you go. I didn't know him, but all respect. If I've missed anybody on the shout outs, I do apologise, and you know, I don't miss you out on purpose. It goes a little bit, you know, the chat goes a little bit too quick. A little bit too quick for me to keep up with it. So sometimes I have to look over onto the YouTube channel, because sometimes it's easier to read on the YouTube channel than it is to read on my streaming platform. So where were we? So I don't know if I've said good evening, Chrissy, but if I haven't, shout out to Chrissy. And if I have, well, I'm just repeating myself, and I can get round that one easily by saying, well, I'm bloody old and I'm allowed to say things more than once, because half the time I can't be asked to remember stuff. That didn't make sense, but you know what I mean. It's always awful losing someone, especially someone you like or love, or his family member. You know, it's not that cracking as such. Wrong word again, but you know, you get my gist. So where are we? I know where I am. I don't know where everybody else is. So I tell you what, while I'm on, let's have a look and see if people can put up, not exactly where they're from, you know, I don't know, County Consett or Swansea, or you know. So Dom, I can remember yours. I don't know why it sticks in my head. I don't know why, but I can remember yours. And, you know, Some people's I can. Newcastle, that's nice. I've got a son who lives just north of Newcastle, and I can't remember exactly where, but he's about 30 minutes north of Newcastle. I can't ask him because he doesn't talk to me anymore, but that's another story. Gateshead. Now that I've been to Gateshead quite a lot, Chrissy. Back in the day, back in the 80s, I was at Gateshead quite a lot. And don't ask me what I remember about Gateshead or stuff like that, because I need prompts, that'll prompt something up here in the grey matter. County Durham. So County Durham, Gateshead, Glasgow, that's nice. That's one place I can honestly say Glasgow's one place I've never been to. I've been to Edinburgh, I've been to Aviemore, a couple of places up that way, but I've never been to Glasgow. I knew Black Queen, you were from Scarborough. And we know Bibby's from Normandy. Not originally. No, not now. I meant originally. So, anyway. Yeah, so Northerners, we're mostly Northerners. Wow. We probably won't get a lot of Southerners because half of them won't understand what we're bloody talking about. So, folks, yeah, just one token Frenchman. Yeah, well, you can't go wrong with. You don't need many more, do you? Oh, right, why, yes. Yeah, subtitles. We'll have a go at doing subtitles. That might be a thing for me to start doing subtitles. So you never know. Isn't Paris part of Normandy, or am I thinking the wrong way? I might be. Yeah. So. Plot's gone, head's gone, brain's gone. I'm just going to have a quick slurp. It might just get those cogs oiled again and start turning. So you all know that back in me 30s and 40s, I was all over the country, really. I was north, south, east and west of the country for quite a lot of the time. So I have been to a lot of places, lived in a lot of places, and been to a lot of places. But like I've said in many a time, I need something that triggers a memory, because it's funny enough, I don't know about triggering memories, but something popped up on my Google this morning about Elvis. I don't know what it was, but it just brought into my mind a thing of, everybody seems to know where they were when somebody dies or whatever, a bit like John F. K. when he was shot. Most people know where they were when John F. K. got shot. Most people know where they were when those aeroplanes hit the Twin Towers. Now, when Elvis passed, I know exactly where I was because I was standing. I used to work in a pub cum nightclub in Bridlington, and I was the cook, chef, bottle washer, whatever you want to call it. And one Saturday afternoon, the boss, it wasn't a Saturday, it was a bloody Wednesday. Anyway, it was a Wednesday. One Wednesday afternoon, the boss came in and said, "Look, there's no. I've closed the kitchen. I've closed the dining room for the afternoon." So I said, "Oh, well, have I done something wrong?" He said, "No. What I want you to do is I want you to get up on stage and start playing bloody music. Our DJ's not coming." No, fucking hell. Not a music man at all. But I had to go and do it. So I was on the decks and playing music. It's not like Cheggs's music, where you went banging your head against a wall or whatever, all that kind of stuff. Bump, bump, bump stuff. It was a lot different. Anyway, I was playing music, and then all of a sudden somebody came over and said, "Can you play, I don't know, Are You Lonesome Tonight?" or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the bloody message was. And I said, "No, I don't play him." And he said, "Oh, please, because he's passed away today." And, oh, God. So all afternoon I had to pay bloody Elvis Presley records. No, I'll be bloody glad when I finished. Yeah, I was on there from, I think, 1 o'clock in the afternoon till 6 in the evening. Then the boss came over, says, you can go now. Back to your kitchen. The DJ's in. No, so right, thank you. So, OG, good evening, mate. So yeah, that was my remembrance, knowing where I was at a certain time of the year of my life. I can remember where I was when JFK got killed. I can remember where I was when the Twin Towers got blew to bits, and I remember where I was when Elvis died. Can't remember the date, but I remember where I was. Same as I can't remember the date of when Kennedy got his head blown off. But I know where I was. And I can't forget the date when the aeroplanes flew into them Twin Towers, because everybody bloody says it's 4711 or whatever it is. I can't remember now, it's gone. Yeah, we all know when it was. Yeah, so, things can trigger memories, and it'll be the same for everybody. Somebody will say something, and a memory will pop back into your mind. Yeah, so there we go. Where are we? Should I just try and go over what my ideas on my Sunday night at 7 is, or Sundays at 7? And it's a bit like tonight, we've had no arguments, we've had no shit pack drill or whatever you want to call it. It's just been a chat. I haven't had a lot to chat about because there isn't a lot coming up in the stream for me to chat about, and there's certainly not anything coming up that brings back a memory. So I take it Sharon's just come in, because I can see Sharon mentioned. So evening, Sharon, love. Hope your BKFC, if that's the right word, was worth going to. So yeah, 9/11. I was at Nottingham City Council in the IT department, and we I can't remember exactly what I was doing, I know where I was. I was in the IT department at Nottingham City Council, and then everybody's screens lit up with all this stuff what was happening. So anyway, so thank you all for coming, and hopefully, like I said, I'm not finishing exactly yet, but as we go along, it will evolve into something hopefully worth watching and listening to, or and people can join in with. And I think next week I'll put up a link at the beginning of the stream, which will get you into the back end of the stream, and as I say, we'll get you on and we can have a chat. I nearly said face to face, but it ain't face to face, is it? It's, as I mean, we can have a chat. And again, you don't have to show your face, but you do at the beginning, so I know that you're who you say you are, or I can verify it somewhere. So I've enjoyed the hour, even though my golf screen has been frozen for about 25 minutes and I can't see the up-to-date score. But it looks like we're on our way. We might have even won by now, I don't know. So again, if you're on Facebook, there'll be a link below to the Facebook page, and there'll be a link below to the Instagram. Please follow. And of course, if you follow on Facebook, I need to, if I can get to 100, which a big ask in it for me. If I can get to 100 on Facebook, I can start going live then, and not only do a live on Sunday at 7 on YouTube, because not everybody watches YouTube. Quite a lot watch Facebook. So if I can get to 100, I can stream to Facebook and YouTube. So the links will be below for that, for the Facebook. The links will be below for Instagram. Again, if you're on Instagram, please follow. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. It's you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type of a thing. I'm not one who just wants followers. I shall follow back. And of course, if I follow back, then I get to know a bit about you. You'll get to know a bit about me. And, and Clary, I'm not giving anybody any shout outs on here. That's for Monday nights. And I haven't said that for a long time. I haven't got tongue twisted for a long, long time. But anyway, folks, it's enjoyable. An hour's passed really quick. I've enjoyed the company. I do hope that, you pull something from it. I don't know if you just sat there thinking, who's that silly grey-haired old fart on my screen talking about? Well, yeah. It's a place where I want people to be able to unwind from a hectic weekend, or maybe a hectic week. Don't know. Talk about hectic. Tomorrow night, it's going to be hectic because at 7 o'clock, we've got the Monday Night Madness with me and Bobby. And I know as soon as we get on tomorrow night, Bobby's going to come out with some shit to try and get me going. Because I can feel it in my water. He can't feel it in his water because it's all in a tin. But anyway, folks, thanks for watching, and I've enjoyed the company. I do hope you'll come back next week. And if you haven't liked or subscribed to the channel, please do. Down the bottom there, that for like, that for dislike. It doesn't make any difference if you put like or dislike. I don't mind. You're not going to break my heart. And you can also comment. Not many people do comment, but I do look at every comment and I always answer comments. Well, if it's just a comment with a heart, I can't answer that, can I? You know what I mean? So, live long and prosper. TTFN. Hopefully see you tomorrow night. And if not, please come again into the stream next Sunday. That's all for this week's Sunday at 7. Thank you so much for spending part of your Sunday evening with me. I really enjoy sharing these stories and chats with you, and I hope you'll join me next Sunday at 7 for more conversation and good company. If you've enjoyed tonight's stream, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment with any ideas or feedback. I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to catch up on previous episodes, you'll find them all in the Sunday at 7 playlist. Have a great week ahead, and I'll see you next Sunday.